you today? This is Joanne. I'm coming to you today with a mini album layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file shop. And I'm going to show you everything that I'm going to use and show you my cut files. I'm using 2 cut files today. I'm using this. Isn't that awesome? It is called Pie Charts if you are interested in getting that in the shop. And I cut it out from some pattern paper. It's just got like a black and white stripe, and I backed the circles with some vellum. Okay, so there's that cut file, and I'm going to use half of it on one page, and I'm going to cut some of it down and use the other half on the other side of the page. All right, so we have this, and then we are also using the layered flowers cut file, which I am totally in love with. It's my favorite cut file from the shop. I love it. And we are going to make some flowers together today. I've had several requests for me to show everybody how I make my flowers, because it's kind of like my thing. I love making flowers. So I made a bunch of these, and I used that same black and white pattern paper and some distressed oxide, and we're gonna make one together. I made a whole bunch. I'm probably not gonna use all of them, but whatever I have left over I can use on a different layout, and I can also use it to make a card. So don't forget, your cut files can be sized down or up. It could be a 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11, a card, a traveler's notebook, a mini album, whatever you want. Don't forget, you can use your cut files on anything. It's not just for 12 by 12 layouts. I am using Pinkfresh Studio Let's Stay Home collection today because it has a lot of really pretty blues in it. And I'm scrapbooking this picture of my boy. This is Bud. It's actually my husband's boy. The two of them are like inseparable. So I backed his photo in some blue papers, Basil cardstock, and one of the pattern papers, and I wanted to use blue because he's a boy and he's just all comfy because my husband bought him this huge cat tower, you know, the ones with all the little holes, and it's a scratching post and they can climb around on it, and he loves it. I'm going to use this journal card from the cut apart sheet because I thought it matched perfectly, and then I can write a couple notes about the cat. That would be cute. And I also made a couple border strips just from a Creative Memories punch. All right, so what we're going to need is some foam dots. And here is the cut file. It comes in 3 pieces, large, medium, and small. And you just kind of layer them up together. So this is one technique. There are probably a million different ways that you can make flowers, but this is going to be one of them, my friends. Okay, so let's go. Let me close this up before it dries out on me. All right, so I start with the bottom layer, and then I will take my fingers, and I'm just going to pinch those up. Pinch those up. If you don't want to watch this, you can fast forward through, but I've had so many requests for this. I really want to do it on camera for you. So there's one layer. I'm going to do exactly the same thing for the other 2 layers as well. Okay, so you just pinch them up, and then this is super tiny, so I'm going to go slow so I don't rip my paper. And I'm just putting my finger in the middle and then using my other 2 fingers to pinch up the sides. You can use a pen or a paintbrush and kind of do the same thing if you wanted to. So it just gives it a little bit of dimension. Take some distress oxide, and I just have a finger dauber. You can use any kind of dauber that you have. And then I'm going to put this in my hand. I'm going to make sure that my fingers are underneath it. I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to put my finger under this finger underneath the petal that I'm painting, because if you get going too hard, you could rip your paper in your cut file, and you don't want to do that. So I hold it in the middle, put this underneath, and I'm going to get a whole bunch of ink on this finger when I do that, but that's okay because I have my wet wipes. Take my dauber, and the thing about this is, don't try to be like really careful and specific. Listen to me yelling at you. Don't do this. Only kidding. Don't try to make this perfect. The faster and the less perfect that this is, it comes out gorgeous. Because when you do a whole bunch of them, if you don't try to do exactly the same thing, then all of the leaves come out different. Some have little, some have a lot, and it ends up looking super pretty. So again, in the middle, put your finger underneath the leaf that you're working on so you don't rip your paper on accident. And I just turn and go. And again, I am getting ink all over my fingers right now, but no big deal. So then you can look at it and say, is that enough? Is it, you know, nothing you can do about it if it's too much, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be layered up and it's going to look super pretty. And last one, I'm going to go slower on this one because it's tiny and delicate. I don't want my flower to rip. And again, look at it. Is it enough? Maybe a little bit more over here. That's all good. All right, good. And you can do this numerous ways. So let me explain to you how. I'm going to use my tweezers so my hands aren't in the way. You're going to layer them up, and you can do two ways, in my opinion. You can match up the leaves like this. And that's really, really pretty. Oops, it stuck right to my tweezers. Hold on, please. I must have something sticky on the end of these. So you can layer them up like that. Let me get this out of the way. Pretty, right? Or you can make them every other, and I don't know how to say that properly, so let me just show you. Instead of going like this, you can put the leaves like that. You see what I'm saying? In here. And then this one, we would make the leaves, instead of doing this, we would do this. And that's a completely different look with exactly the same cut file. And you can glue these together just like that, flat. And then, I'm not going to do that, but say you glued them together flat like that, super pretty. So then after you get done gluing them, I take my tweezers and I just go like this. And I just push up the petals to make it dimensional. But what we're going to do today is we're going to put a foam square in between each one of the layers. So I'll grab a couple foam squares. We only need 2. Stick one to my hand and I'll use one. So I'm just going to take one of my foam squares. I'm going to put it behind the middle piece, just like that. Make sure these are pinched up because you don't want to mess around with it once you get it stuck together. And I am going to do the one where we put the leaves like this. And then I'm going to take this one. And I'm going to put that in the middle. Push those up a little bit for dimension. Take my tweezers. Trying to get it so you can see, and put it right in the middle like that. Isn't that cute? Let me get it close for you. Now let me pick it up and show you the dimension. Isn't that pretty? And you don't have to ink them. You can print this cut file out on pattern paper that you really like and then layer it up, and that comes out absolutely gorgeous too. Then the next thing, you can leave it like that if you want to. The next thing I do is put some form of a gem or a crystal or an enamel dot in the middle of the top layer, just because I think it looks really, really pretty that way. And we are going to just put a dot there. I always put a dot of glue in the middle because I don't trust that the enamel dot won't pop off. So I'm just going to lay that right on there. And because it's glue, it gives me a second to make sure that I have that right in the middle of that flower. And then bam, look at that. Isn't that super pretty? All right, there's one way to make a layered flower. Okay guys, I'm back. I have my two little layouts pages right here, and then I cut some leaves out from two different metal dies, just using the green paper. This was the only green in this collection, so I'm just going to use it. And I use these two little dies. This one is part of a collection from In Love Art Shop. I will link that shop below. And this one was gifted to me by my girlfriend Karen. I don't know where she got that from, so I'm sorry I can't tell you. All right, so there's those. I'm going to put my flowers and my leaves over here just to get them out of the way, and hopefully I don't hit them with my elbow. And what I was thinking about doing, I cut my pie chart cut file in half. Wow, I can't believe I got that one out without stumbling over my words. And I'm going to put one on here and some over here. And in case you don't know, what you probably do, once you get vellum wet, it curls. See the curl? But that's okay, because we're just going to put it down, and I will glue it down to the paper off camera, because oh my gosh, I'm not going to make you watch that. That's so boring. And I want to get it just behind where the pattern paper is, and around like the edges like this I'll do. Only because I don't want the glue to show through the vellum. Okay? So this is a blue little spot. I was testing out some ink sprays and I didn't like it. So I'm going to put that like that. And I just remembered by saying that out loud that I am going to do some mixed media on the background. So here's this, and then I'll go ahead and put the other half of the cut file over here, like so. And then I'm just going to put this journaling card right there. And then I'm going to put his picture, like, right there. Just wondering if I could put, what do we think about putting it on the top? That might look good too. I'm not sure what to do. I'm always putting borders on the side. I should try to change it up a bit and put a border on the top or bottom. That might look cute too. I could put this here. Put that there. So I'm going to put a flower there. So I'm just going to get my glue and just put a big dollop of glue right there. And I'm going to corner it, not like this, where the flower, this petal is pointing at his face. I'm going to do it so these two are kind of cornered there. And I want to make sure that it's not running off my page, because I don't want it to get hit like that. And then, yeah, I actually don't mind that. And then I'm going to press. And that's going to have to dry for just a second because I put tons of glue there. I just don't want this to pop off. Then I'm going to take another flower and I'm going to kind of slide it into the other flower like that. That looks good. So instead of moving it, because I actually really like that placement, I'm just going to use my fine liner, go underneath and put the glue down. All right. Trying to think if I want this leaf to be down like that or not. On the, no, it'll be fine. All right, so now let's think about some leaves over here. I've got two different kinds like I showed you before. I don't want a big one coming out and covering up any of his face. So I'm thinking, let me rip the tip of this off. So I could put one leaf coming out here, one leaf coming out here. Yep, I like that. So I'm going to, again, sneak under there with glue. Then I'll press down just to make sure that stays. And then I'm going to put this awesome button on my layout. It's a flare button from my girlfriend Karen from Yes Please Paper Crafts Button Shop. It says warm and cozy. It's got a kitty with some marshmallows and a cup of hot cocoa. And I just think it's super cute because it's a cat and because the blues match the paper. I'm going to put a foam square underneath it and just cut off the excess overlap of the foam square. Take that off. And I will put a little bit of glue on here as well. Normally I would not, but because of the mixed media, I don't want this button to pop up. And I am going to sneak it right in the flower so you can still see it, read it, see the kitty, but it's kind of tucked in as part of the cluster. Okay, press down, hold that for a moment, lift my flowers back up. Now let's see if we need a little leaf over here. I kind of think we do, but you know what? I think we only need one. So I'm just going to rip my little die cut flower, leaf, and do it that way. Okay, I'm just going to put glue on there, sneak that in, press down, be all set. All right. There. How's that look? Isn't it cute? I like it a lot. So let's get a flower here. Just make sure I cover up all of that. I like that placement. See how I have this leaf cornered with the corner of that cut apart 4x3 card? Only because, see, if I had that sticking out like that, that would bother me. So I'm going to make sure that I do it like, so it's covering up the stuff underneath and it's right there cornered with that. So I like that. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to go underneath and put a bunch of glue. And then, of course, it's not going to be where I want it. So I will, that's why I like glue, because you get some time to reposition things. Nope. Oh, I had it and I moved it. The struggle's real in scrapbooking, isn't it? All right, I think that's good. And then that one's a little bit too big. I think I'll use this one. And then I just have to figure out if I want it to be like this or if I want it to be like that. And I think I might actually do this because then I'd be able to see the rest of this pie chart. Now I can't make a decision. So now I'm feeling like I need 3 over here, like that. Yep, that's how I feel. I think we're gonna have to do it. I like this placement. I'm not 100% on this one yet, so let me think about that one. I just like to tuck the leaves into each other so it makes a little cluster. All right, I'm happy with that. That came out adorable. I hope you guys like it. We have some leaves. Let's put some like that going up the card. And then we'll pull one underneath here. And then again under here. And that's just a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut the bottom off. and tuck her back in like this. Maybe it's just the wrong one. Let me try one of these. And then put another one like this, like 2. Oh, I like that. But look at this. It says indoorsy type. Like, I don't let my cats outside. So how perfect is that it says indoorsy type? I just thought that was kind of like a play on words and actually pretty funny. So now here's chipboard. And it could be this one, or this one. So let's look. I mean, we have one that says stay home. Doesn't make any sense because he's not going anywhere. So there's a heart. I already have a heart here. So this one says home is where the heart is. I kind of like that. Wonder what I can do with it though. I don't mind that either. I think that's really cute. Let me see if I can slide it underneath this leaf. And you know what? I am going to put a little bit of glue underneath it because I don't want it to pop up. Make sure I put it up straight. My goodness, could you imagine if I glued it down upside down or something? Yeah, I like that there. I'm going for it. So, all right, so I'm going to ink this up real good. I'm going to put it right there. Press down. And I'm going to hold for a few seconds so the ink soaks into the paper. Not too bad. There's a little spot that didn't come out super perfect, but I'm not really too worried about that because one little thing that you can do, if I can find my marker, that's too big, is I'm going to take my Creative Memories marker and then I'll just go in to the spots that I don't think came out as perfectly as they should have and very, very slowly fill it in with my pen. Very slowly. Because if you go outside of where the stamp is, you've just made a tiny problem worse than it was in the first place. And I'm going to stop myself right there because that's good enough. Okay. I think this is cute, you guys. I think it's cute. Even though he's a boy, he's still going to get some flowers. So what can I do? I need to put his name somewheres. And let me just see if like maybe his name would look cute inside this pie chart right here. And I'm going to glue these down because I don't want them to pop off, but I'm not going to do it until I know whether or not I like it. I do like it. I need to move it over just a smidgen. I like it inside the circle. Okay, let's do it. All right, guys, we are done. I have literally everything glued down. This is finished. I did do a couple things off camera just because I didn't want the video to be too super long. And what I did, you've seen before. I put gold splatters. I use Altenew Antique Gold. It's my favorite, altenew.com. And I took these Pinkfresh gems. I had to put some on here because look at the colors. It's like perfection with this collection. And I just can't stop myself from enamel dots and Pinkfresh gems. I just can't. So let me show you up close. Border strip, pie chart cut file, backed with vellum, enamel dots, gold splatters, and look at those little gemmies in there. Aren't they perfect? Just I put them just around the cluster in that blue, and that's it, just to add a little sparkle. And I love putting gold splatters right on my clusters. I just think it looks really, really pretty. And some mixed media, and I have a card to do some journaling, which I will love doing that. And there's our boy bud, super cute. And the other half of the pie chart cut file, same thing. I put Love You Bud as my title because I just felt something needed to come up here, but if I put you here, it hit this word and it looked funny, so I just put the U at the bottom of the photo. I think that's pretty cool. And here's this cluster with some gems, the flare button, and all that stuff. Isn't it great? I think this came out super cute. I really, really like it a lot. I hope you enjoyed this as well. And I just wanted to show it to you in my book that I'm using, my mini album. I think it looks wonderful. I'm really enjoying this project a lot, and I hope you are too, because I've done several of these layouts on my channel, and I hope that you are enjoying watching me do this. And again, Confessions of a Paper Addict Cut File Shop. We have some big things going on in March, you guys. It's the 3rd birthday of the shop. And as you saw from my videos, and check out the link below, Facebook group, free cut file every single month. And in March, things are 30% off. I will flash the coupon at the end, and I'll put it in the description box below. So if you're looking for cut files, now's the time. Everything is on sale for the birthday. So stop at the shop when you can, and please join our Facebook group. I'll put close-ups at the end. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.